something happened. I'm sure it was a mistake at YouTube where you couldn't search for it. I'm sure it was a mistake.
It has
There's
to be a mistake,
no way that was
Joe.
on purpose. And so if you Googled Rogan Trump,
they got to Joe. They got to Joe. He's apologizing.
You could only get clips. You couldn't watch the whole episode. You couldn't find it.
You're playing music too loud, right to jail, right away. You're driving too fast, jail. Slow, jail. You're charging too high prices for sweaters, glasses. You right to jail.
Who knew that Joe Rogan would be such a hot topic this week before the election? I suppose a lot of people, given that he had Donald Trump on, he had this back and forth now kind of subtext between Kamala Harris basically chickening out on doing his podcast. And now he has spoken out about some shenanigans at YouTube to purposely make the Donald Trump interview difficult to find. Now, this is something that we talked about, but now Joe Rogan shared some more insights that he had actually spoken to YouTube about this, and they admitted, it appears, from what he's saying, you tell me how you interpret it, YouTube admitted that there was a problem with their Donald Trump podcast interview. I mean, this is crazy. Have you downloaded the Rumble app yet and followed the quartering? Anyway, before we get into this, super quick word from this video sponsor, Sheath. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Sheath. Sheath makes the most comfortable boxer briefs I've ever worn. If you're sick of boxers that are too loose or briefs that are too tight, Sheath is for you. It's the best. You have to get a pair. Get one pair and it's going to change your life. Look, fellas and ladies, I know the idea of changing your brand for this kind of product is not something you think about often, but I promise it's worth the thought. Get one pair and it's going to change your life. The most comfortable boxer briefs you will ever put on your body. Their stretchy fabric is made out of a moisture wicking technology. They're super soft. They keep everything cool and comfortable right in place. It was a long time before I decided to try and make the change, and I absolutely love the product offering that Sheath has. Sheath is also the official underwear partner of the UFC, which is pretty cool too. Sheath is particularly useful for staying cool during the summer and while working out. The most unique thing about Sheath is that they have these dual pouches that keep your man parts separated, which prevents things from sticking together, keeps them right where they need to be. I was a little skeptical about the dual pouch, but let me tell you, it is in fact a game changer. And by the way, if you're not into that idea, you don't have to use them. Some days I do, some days I don't. They'll be the most comfortable pair of boxer briefs you've ever worn in your life. Plus they have brand new materials like bamboo and mesh for even more cooling. Go to sheath.com to get the most comfortable underwear you've ever worn and use promo code THEQUARTERING, that's one word, and you'll get 20% off your order. That's sheath.com, promo code THEQUARTERING for 20% off your order. Now let's get right into the censorship stuff because this is crazy. This clip, which was then shared by Elon Musk, has now been, has seen 12 million impressions, countless of million views, I'm sure. Here's Joe Rogan on the censorship.
Something happened. I'm sure it was a mistake at YouTube.
I like that he's giving them plausible deniability here instead of like outright opening himself up to a lawsuit. That's probably smart. But like literally, he's saying something happened to the Donald Trump interview. So this is an important admission here.
Where you couldn't search for it. I'm sure it was a mistake.
It has
There's
to be a mistake,
no way that was
Joe.
on purpose.
Did you see the guys were it has to be a mistake.
So if you Googled Rogan Trump,
they got to Joe. They got to Joe.
He's
He's apologizing.
You could only get clips. You couldn't
He's
watch
trying
the
not
whole
to get
episode.
sued.
You couldn't find it.
Yeah.
And so we reached out to them a couple of times and they fixed it to their.
So again, they fixed the glitch. It's literally Office Space. We found a Milton Wadhams. Was it Milton? Milton Wadhams? I think that's his name. He won't be getting a check anymore. Wait, has he been fired? Well, no. We just fixed the glitch because he was supposed to be laid off and he was still receiving a paycheck. So he's still showing up for work. Every time something like this happens, it's just a glitch, right? Michigan, right? You had the same thing. I forget what it was, but there were some shenanigans where like the same address had like 30 votes or something like that. Same voter ID. That was just a glitch. And maybe it was. But how come those glitches are never happening on the other side? Every time the Democrats try to do some shenanigans or there's some big tech censorship, we're told it was just a glitch.
their credit, so now you can find it.
Oh, good.
But so in the meantime, Elon was furious, and so Elon contacted Daniel Ek at Spotify, and they put it on X as well. So now it's on X. The full.
So Elon gets involved directly, which again is unprecedented, right? And if I search for Joe Rogan, Donald Trump, it is the first thing that gets served up right on top. Now, maybe that's because I've already watched it, but it is the number one. Now, I don't know, like 41 million views in 5 days, 2 million likes, 43,000 dislikes. That's not nothing. The left came out. They really tried to get real mad. But 42 million views would put this, I believe, number 2 all time. Now, people tell me that there was, again, some Elon Musk episode with like 60 million views that's like not showing up in the sorting properly. But, you know, if that's true, cool. I don't know. I can't seem to find it. But, I mean, this probably would have been 50 million if it weren't for it being suppressed. Now, to be fair, to get into it, like Donald Trump, Joe Rogan isn't exactly like the perfect search query, but it's pretty dang close. People said that they were searching by the episode number, that they were doing all this and all that, couldn't find it. So the bombshell here is that YouTube admitted that there was a problem and that they fixed the glitch.
So now it has way more views. Because I think on Elon's alone, what is it on Elon's alone? Because Elon posted it and I posted it. This morning, I posted it last night. I woke up, it was like 6.5 million views on mine and 8+ million on his. So it's just, you can't suppress shit. It doesn't work. This is the internet. This is 2024. People are going to realize what you're doing. If you try to make it so that something can't come up in a search engine because it's too popular. First of all, if that's not trending, you tell me what the fuck is. Okay, so what's it at now? 8.6 million on mine, and what's it on Elon's? Because he has a lot more people on his than me. So that's just from last night. But you can't fucking suppress shit anymore. Like, when you're saying why is that not in the trending? You have a trending thing? What's your trending thing really then? If one show has 36 million downloads in 2 days, like, that's not trending?
Well, we do know that the YouTube trending thing is, in fact, hand curated. So while you can get into trending, even I've gotten into it a couple times on gaming video topics, that's still hand-picked. So there's no way. I mean, yes, obviously that video very clearly had to be the number one trending video on YouTube, but nobody hand-picked it to put it there. That's curious.
Like, what's trending for you? Mr. Beast? Like, he gets a little more than that, but
12 million for Elon.
So he's at 12. So it's
20 million total.
It hit 20 million in a day.
Now, also to fact check Joe here a little bit, those are impressions, not views. So, you know, I'm sure it's 3 to 4 million views though.
Just on X, and that's just us. There's a ton of clips. There's a ton of other accounts that have done it illegally, where they've taken the full episode, and uploaded it. Right. So who knows how many views those have?
So Joe, can I just check? Why do you say you're certain it was just a mistake?
It's just a mistake.
Nah, he's trying to get him in trouble. Yeah.
I'm being sarcastic.
I didn't get that.
Oh,
now it was my turn to miss the sarcasm. Okay.
Yeah, it's like there's no way it was a mistake. That's
boom. He directly called out YouTube for suppressing his video. Right there. Directly called them out. And again, YouTube fixed the glitch.
Too convenient. But it could have been like some rogue engineer. You know, there's a lot of people that are working behind the scenes. There's a lot
you
of
think they suppressed? That is so dumb, though.
But there's a video. You could watch the video of people searching for it.
I did
find it. Okay,
it wasn't showing up.
You couldn't find it.
No.
I couldn't find it. And then it got to the point where you only had to write. You had to write Joe Rogan. They fixed it a little, where you write Joe Rogan Trump interview, and then it would come up. But if you just wrote Rogan Trump, only you get the clips.
Do you think?
Which tells you the fact that they have the clips. I don't know about that cigar, bud. it looks a little. You look a little outmatched. But I tried a cigar when I was on Crowder Show, and I didn't handle it very well either. If the clips were there, then that tells you that YouTube knew what you were searching for. You know, I think that's an important differentiation. The fact that you did Joe Rogan Trump and the clips were showing, that means that that particular long form video was probably being suppressed, right? Because they knew what you were looking for by showing the clips.
It kind of worked for the Hunter Biden laptop story, what they did and their tactics around it. Now, obviously, it came out later and it was a big scandal, but at the time, it kind of worked.
Yeah.
Do you think they might have thought, well, you know, it kind of worked for this, therefore we should try it for this?
I think they're desperate because they had no idea it was going to be that popular, and it's a runaway train, and they hate it because ideologically they're opposed to the idea of him being more popular. It's just like what we were talking about before, the left wing being in control of these massive media distribution companies like YouTube or like Facebook. They're massive companies.
Yeah.
They have so much influence on everything. And they didn't like that this one was slipping away. And so they did something. And Jamie showed me like the image of the interactions. Like when they did that, it dropped off a cliff.
Interesting. Even more important revelation. So they looked and they saw how it actually did suppress it.
Because people couldn't find it. So they just gave up or they just watched the clips. So you see like how much downloads it's getting and then it just...
What about that claim about the reporting taking it down?
What's that? Yeah, that could be it too, right?
People
They were
mass
saying that if
reported
you
it.
mass report something enough. So what was the actual claim? Like somebody
like-
posted, I sent it to you, right?
Basically, what you're about to say, if you mass report something enough, it might have just taken it out of the search because it wasn't like they didn't delete the video from our channel or anything.
Right.
So it could have also been mass reported. Now, if that's true, which we know it is, because we know the left wing has Discord groups that have taken over community notes on X, which I hope Elon will fix. We've all been telling him about that for a long time. But we know this, right? We know that the left wing has these type of things in ready to rock and to roll out whenever they want. And the whole thing is actually bonkers to me that Elon let that kind of slip by. Now, again, the guy can't be everywhere at all times. I understand. But I also think that this guy is dialed in now. You know, he's dialed in now. He knows what's going on now. The fact that this guy called the CEO. He called the CEO of Spotify and was like, let me post this video. How much money do you need? I assume he paid. I assume he paid something for it to get some sort of distribution. But I mean, shout out to Daniel Ek, who, by the way, has repeatedly stood with Joe Rogan against, the censorship, government censorship machine. But wow, to come right out and say, yes, we were censoring it, or yes, we allowed it to be mass flagged and taken out of the search results. Wow. Pretty stunning stuff. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you download Rumble and follow your favorite content creators. Remember to check out Sheath, link in the description below. We'll talk to you again real soon.